Every night at 11:47 p.m., a 20-pound Maine Coon named Leo presses himself against his owner's side and refuses to move until morning. Nobody understood why, until the night of March 4th at exactly 3:17 a.m., when that stubborn, ridiculous habit saved her life. Every night at exactly 11:47 p.m., a 20-pound Maine Coon named Leo climbs onto the left side of the bed, presses his enormous amber body against a woman named Claire, and refuses to move until morning. Not the right side, not the foot of the bed, always the left, always her side. And on the night of March 4th, that stubborn, ridiculous habit saved her life. But nobody believed a cat could do something like that. Claire Donovan was 51 years old when her marriage ended. 22 years, a shared house in Phoenix, 2 grown kids who had their own lives now, and then one Tuesday morning, a conversation that lasted 40 minutes and changed everything. She didn't fight it, she didn't beg, she packed her things into a rented SUV and drove to a smaller house on a quieter street and told herself she was fine. She was not fine. The new house had 3 bedrooms she didn't need, a kitchen that echoed when she cooked for one, and a silence that followed her from room to room like a second shadow. She worked from home as a medical transcriptionist, which meant some days the only voice she heard was a stranger's, dictating symptoms into a recorder. She told her daughter she was adjusting. She told her son she was actually enjoying the quiet. She told herself the same thing every morning, standing at the kitchen counter with a coffee mug that was slightly too large for one person. Then, on a rainy Saturday in October, her neighbor knocked on the door, holding a cardboard box. Inside was the most absurd-looking animal Claire had ever seen. Enormous, orange, a mane like a lion that survived a windstorm, 2 golden eyes that looked at her with the kind of calm authority usually reserved for judges and disappointed fathers. The neighbor explained that her building didn't allow pets, that she'd found him behind a restaurant 3 days ago, that she'd already named him Leo because what else do you name something that looks like that? "I can't have a cat," she said. Leo looked at her. "I travel sometimes," she said. Leo blinked once slowly and stepped out of the box onto her floor. That was the entire conversation. The first week, Claire was convinced she had made a terrible mistake. Leo did not understand the concept of personal space. He sat on her keyboard while she worked. He knocked her water glass off the nightstand at 2 a.m., not accidentally, with deliberate, focused intent, and then watched it fall with the expression of a scientist confirming a hypothesis. He ate approximately double what the vet said he should eat. He claimed the entire left side of the bed and left Claire with a 14-inch strip of mattress on the right. But here's what nobody tells you about Maine Coons. They watch, constantly, with a focus that borders on unsettling. Within 2 weeks, Leo had mapped Claire's entire emotional geography. He knew the difference between silence of someone reading and silence of someone trying not to cry. He knew when she was on a work call she hated and when she was on one she didn't mind. He knew that Thursdays were hard. She still hadn't figured out why Thursdays specifically. And on those evenings, he would climb into her lap uninvited and stay there purring at exactly the frequency that makes human muscles relax without the person knowing why. I see you're still watching but haven't subscribed yet. Honestly, that breaks my heart a little. Hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss what happens next. Months passed. The house stopped echoing quite as much. Claire started cooking actual meals instead of standing over the sink eating crackers and calling it dinner. She started leaving the TV on less. She started talking to Leo, which she knew was slightly unhinged and did not care. He answered in chirps and slow blinks, and the occasional full-body lean that could knock a medium-sized person slightly off balance. And every single night, without exception, at exactly 11:47 p.m., Leo would jump onto the left side of the bed, press himself against her, and stay there until morning. Some people will tell you cats are independent, that they don't form attachments the way dogs do, that they're transactional creatures who tolerate humans in exchange for food and warmth. Claire used to believe that too. Then came March 4th. It was 3:17 a.m. Claire had gone to bed feeling slightly off, a dull headache, a stiffness in her neck she blamed on her desk chair, nothing alarming. She'd taken 2 ibuprofen and told herself she'd feel better in the morning. She did not get to feel better in the morning. Sometime after 3 a.m., something went wrong. Her blood pressure, which she hadn't known was a problem, had spiked to a level her doctor would later describe as a hypertensive crisis. She was unconscious and alone in a house on a quiet street. Except she wasn't alone. Leo felt it before any alarm could, the change in her breathing, the absence of her normal movement. He did what he had apparently decided somewhere in his enormous amber brain was his job. He screamed. Not meowed, not chirped, he screamed, a sound her next-door neighbor, Mrs. Reyes, described as like someone stepped on a smoke alarm, and he did not stop. He paced the bed, he knocked the phone off the nightstand, same deliberate motion he used for water glasses, and when that didn't work, he threw himself against the bedroom window until the neighbor's porch light came on. Mrs. Reyes called 911 at 3:24 a.m. The paramedics arrived 7 minutes later. Claire was in the hospital for 4 days. Her doctor told her that another 20 or 30 minutes, possibly less, and the outcome would have been very different. She stared at the ceiling of her hospital room and thought about a rainy Saturday in October and a cardboard box and an animal who looked at her like she owed him something. She did owe him something. When she came home, Leo was sitting in the hallway as if he had been waiting there the entire 4 days. He did not run to her. He did not make a dramatic display of relief. He walked over, pressed his entire 20-pound body against her legs, and purred once, low and steady. Then he walked to the bedroom and jumped onto the left side of the bed. Same spot, same time, same stubborn, ridiculous, life-saving routine. The neighbors brought flowers. Her kids flew in from different states and spent a week in the 3-bedroom house that didn't echo anymore. Her daughter held Leo for approximately 45 minutes straight, and he allowed it with the patience of someone who has decided to be gracious about being adored. Stories like this are too important to keep to yourself. If Leo's story moved you, share it. Someone in your life needs to hear this today. Claire still works from home. She still drinks coffee from a mug that's slightly too large for one person, but these days she doesn't think about that. Leo still sits on her keyboard, still knocks her water glass off the nightstand with scientific precision, still claims the left side of the bed every night at 11:47 p.m. She had her blood pressure checked. She had a full cardiac workup. She has a prescription now, a follow-up every 3 months, and a medical alert system her son installed over her mild objections. And she has Leo. People will tell you a lot of things about cats, that they're aloof, that they're selfish, that they choose you only when it's convenient for them. Maybe that's true for some of them, but a Maine Coon named Leo decided somewhere between a cardboard box and a quiet street in Phoenix that Claire Donovan was his person. Not because she was the most interesting human he could find, not because she fed him well, though she absolutely did, but because she needed someone to stay. And he stayed. Every single night at exactly 11:47 p.m. on the left side. If you've ever been saved by an animal, or if you think cats don't care, drop your answer in the comments. I want to know, is this love, or is this something even bigger than that?